Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Social Media Today, brought to you by Social Cycle. We talk about all things social media, news, tips, tricks, and hacks to help you get the full advantage of social media. I'm your host, Mohit. Cool. Hello. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Sepideh. Sepideh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Sepideh. I am a full stack software engineer. I do build websites. I'm kind of a tech guru and I love everything about software and technology. Yeah.
So Sepideh here she's I think our head of UX over at Social Cycle, and she has quite the Instagram following. And you grew this all by yourself, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, if someone was to ask you a question about who you are on Instagram, what would your answer be?
I would definitely tell that I am s- I my mission on Instagram is to empower people and also empower myself because when I um, first started the Instagram account, I was thinking of posting things that first empowers me and is like dear to my heart. And so then there was like people coming and like commenting on my post, and it wasn't like a crazy account. And then I started to think that okay, I can have more people following me, and then I can share my you know struggles and the struggles that I have in a daily life of a programmer, and maybe I can empower them and I can let them know that everything is okay, and I am just like one of you guys.
So your whole mission is to be like very relatable to people in the tech community then.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's awesome. So I took a peep at your Instagram. You're currently at I think 6,600 followers.
Yes.
How long did it take you to grow that, and what strategies did you use to grow?
So I started my Instagram account professionally last year on March 2019, and I just during the last year I wasn't really trying to mm, get crazy attention, but I just try to be myself and post about what I feel or what I'm experiencing. And I just feel like I gave this trust to my audience that um, these are my experiences are real, are true, and it's something that is coming from my day-to-day life, and I just share how I dealt with it and how they can also deal with the same problem that I have.
So, like, you were basically being really genuine and showing your authentic self behind the
Yeah,
scenes, right?
exactly. Yeah.
And can you sort of paint me a picture of like how do you choose what content to put? How do you choose what content gets put on your story versus a post? Have you experimented with IG Reels at all?
No, I haven't done any IG reels, but I personally, when it comes to choosing what to post, it's mostly I, I first ask my audience that what they prefer for me to put on Instagram posts. So the last time that I did that was like 2 weeks ago, and I had a lot of feedback about what my audience wants from me to like share and to provide like information about. So mostly if you just check my posts, they're mostly like tips and tricks about dealing with like frustration, dealing with coding and specific solutions for specific frameworks like JavaScript, and react specifically. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a big user of polls then, right?
Pardon me?
So you're a big user of Instagram polls.
Yes. Yeah.
And so like with the like so you basically choose content based on what the people um have clicked on those polls, and then this way it kind of takes the thinking behind of what content you want to post, because your audience is already choosing it basically for you, right?
Yes, that's one of them. And then another one that I, um, you know, think about sometimes is that what's trending. And for example, sometimes it's trending to, post about how to empower women. And I just read, reach hashtags and trending hashtags and trending norms that are going on, and I just think that, okay, how would I deal with this issue, for example, for imposter syndrome, or how to deal with women having getting jobs in technology. Yeah, so I consider these as well if I want to post.
So a few takeaways from this are, you survey your audience ahead of time using Instagram polls, and you take a look at trending hashtags. Now, like, do you do you get scared sometimes about putting your full authentic self out there?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So sometimes being real is just being vulnerable, and being real is so, petrifying in some ways. And sometimes I I had this issue when I first started, and I felt like, okay, if I want to tell the truth, how are my followers going to react? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And it was so nerve-wracking. But I just feel like I try to solve this issue, but by just being myself, and putting myself outside, and not paying attention to like bad, you know, um,
Like,
some bad results that you get. So I was trying to um, continue.
yeah, I mean, like, it's scary to put yourself out there, right? I mean, you don't know how someone will react to it, and like, have you ever gotten any bad feedback? Has someone ever messaged you anything bad, and how did you react to it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I had, actually, it wasn't long ago, but I had a follower that he was like telling me that, okay, so whatever you're saying are like, um, I don't want to say like the exact words, but he was like trying to demeaning what I was doing, and saying that there's no scientific proof about whatever you're saying, or bring proofs and things that say that you're right. And I was like, okay, I don't really, what I did about what my reaction was mostly, I was telling him that I just here, this platform is not a scientific newspaper, or like, or I'm not presenting a scientific article. So I'm sharing what I feel and what I think it's correct. Um, if you cannot like make connection with it, you don't have to follow me, and you just need to unfollow me and go and find someone that really resonates, your idea and your line of thinking. So yeah, it was pretty harsh on me, but beside that, no, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot. There's going like I mean, with you putting yourself out. I mean, I'm just like you being any sort of content creator. If you put yourself out there, there will be people who say mean things about it. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't have to follow you. Like, you could just
Yeah,
tell them to go get
exactly.
lost. You could block them. You could mute them. On
Yeah,
Twitter, I've had a few people that I've
that's
tweeted. Mhm.
yeah, that's what actually happens to me as well. I mean, there are a lot of accounts that is not something that I want to hear or see every day. So I just unfollow them. There's no reason for us to get so dramatic or, to show a lot of emotions about things. We just need to pass and just unfollow. It's easy.
Exactly, exactly. And so, I mean, you've got 6,500 followers. Like, you've basically built up a little community. Um, That's very impressive. I only have, I think, like 1,200 followers. But how do you choose people to follow, and like what if someone follows you, what makes you want to follow them back?
So most of the time, I mean, if you see my followers, it's like 65 100, but at the same time, I'm following three, I mean, half of my followers. So it's most of the time, I don't want to say that I follow for a follow back, but when I see someone is following me, and I just go and check it. I mean, social media is not a one-way street; it's a two-way street. So if you also follow them back, and if you like find them, if you see the post or stories that are like cool, even if they don't have enough followers, that doesn't mean that they don't have something that I can learn from. So I follow back because I feel like I would first encourage them, and I would say that, okay, I also like your content as well, and I want to value what they did for me, and I want to do the same for them because I feel like, yeah, it's a two-way street.
So listen, everybody, Sepideh puts the social in social media. Um, so like, would you say you've made friends from like your followers or people that you follow?
Yeah, definitely. I found friends from like many different parts of the world. We haven't met like in person, but we are very good friends. We are really clap for each other. We encourage each other, and I personally like go after them and see what they're doing. If I don't hear, you know, don't hear from them for a while, I would definitely would like to see how they're doing their life and how they're doing with their studies or their career or whatever. Yeah, I've made a lot of friends, dear friends.
That's awesome. So, I mean, like, how does that process work? I mean, is there sort of like a framework that you could boil down from like, oh, like you guys like each other's photos, you comment, you DM, and then
Yeah.
eventually you hop on a video call, or how does that work in your experience?
So most of the time it's through commenting the posts. So for example, I see an account and I really like the content, and I feel like, okay, this is going to be great. If I follow this person, I will gain a lot of mm, more information and cool things and more news. So I also like comment on their like posts, and we just go back and forth, and we also, so then after the DMs, after the comments, it comes to the DMs, and we get more private. We talk about our current life, what we are doing, what is our focus is now, and we share experiences. Yeah, a lot of cool things that can happen, and you can connect with different people. So last time actually was I had I was following MongoDB account, Mongo database, and I was like following a guy who was working in the MongoDB, and he actually inside the comment the not the commenting area but the DMs, he suggested me to actually apply for a position at MongoDB, and I think that it's a great thing that happened to me because that's the result of that would be a good result of communication and get connection. So you can get friends, you can make connections, you can grow your um, the probability that you can put yourself out, and you can tell people that, hey, here I am, I do this and that, and then you can get notified with cool opportunities.
Yeah. So you basically not you didn't find a job, but I mean, if you wanted a job at MongoDB, you can easily get one then. Fingers crossed.
I mean, I am studying now. I'm not out for work now, but definitely I would like apply for MongoDB as well when the time comes.
And I mean, like the it's not necessarily like you can apply, but it's the fact that you've created a connection that
Exactly.
might help you unlock either this door or like another door in the future. And like you're playing the long game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's investing. It's all about investing. And so people think that, some people actually think that social media is just, killing time. But I look at it as an investment. So, yeah, we can use it in a bad way, but at the same time, we can use it in a very, productive way. And yeah,
So, I mean, like, how are you using your platform? I mean, you're like, it seems like you're connecting a lot with like girls in tech or girls who want to get involved in
mhm.
tech. You're helping them, like, trying to start out with figuring out like a programming language. Could you sort of walk me through like a few conversations you've had?
Yeah, yeah. So my goal for my account currently is just empowering people, not just girls, but empowering whoever connect me, because I have a lot of girls who connect me and want have questions, but at the same time I have a lot of guys that really needs guidance, and they have questions. So I don't want to say that I focus specifically on women, although I think that women should have like specific attention, because there are less of them in the tech world. But my goal is to empower people and encourage them for now. But I my long term goal would be, having a bigger and higher and more interactive account, so that I can use it for possibly a university or like some courses. Yeah, but not now.
I mean, it takes time. I mean, I feel like a big I mean, not necessarily a mistake, but, like, people always when they first start out, they wanna build an audience, and then they just wanna sell from day one, and that's not really the right way to go
Yeah.
about it, right? Like, you have to show value, and, I mean, like, how are you showing value right now? I mean, Daniel, the last guest, said you need to be helpful. What are some ways that you're, like,
Yeah.
showing value to people?
I'm sorry, you just cut out at the end. What are
What
some ways to?
Yeah, so how are you showing value to your audience? Like, that it's a very broad question. Take it
Yeah.
however you interpret it as.
So most of the time, I try to provide good sources of information about technology. So that is not my first, approach. The second one is that there are a lot of people connecting me on how to choose a path on the tech industry, or what programming languages to start with. And they're young, and definitely they have a lot of they have a lot of drive to start things. And I don't want them to feel like abandoned, and feel like, okay, I'm doing this just for myself, just to get followers. No, this is not right. I mean, I want to help them to decide. I don't want to decide for them, but I can help them to decide um, what is best for them and how to approach things. Yeah.
So it seems like you're just sort of like a I mean, you pose yourself as like a friend saying, "Hey, I don't know if this will interest you, but this is what I like about it. Here's X, Y, and Z reasons."
Yes, exactly. That's true. So most of the time they ask me some questions that are so, obvious, but at the same time, I don't say that go and Google it. Most of the time I do the Googling, just not to discourage them. I would say that, okay, I googled this and I found this. How about you do like blah blah? Or I would say that if I don't know any the answer to their question, I would like sincerely say that I'm sorry, I don't have any information about your question, but probably you can find more information from here or there. Or if they ask me, some of them like contact me to to see if I have any jobs, but unfortunately I don't have any jobs for them. But I would tell them to go where and to see where to find jobs or to find projects. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then, so, I mean, have you like what tips and tricks do you have for like optimizing your profile for that? I see that you have a link tree, you have
Yeah.
let's actually take a live look. So you have a link tree, you have tech engineering software, you have some stuff that really
Yeah.
interests you. I mean, like I'm curious to see what your thought process is behind creating your profile.
So when I first wanted to create my niche, I first thought that I need to prepare my profile for my mission, and then I need to define my audience. Who's my audience? Who am I going to, mm, influence? And then I found my audience through hashtags, through posts, through other people, and like similar accounts. And then I try to interact with people and with my potential audience, to put myself out, to ask people to come and follow me for more information and for more you know engagement.
Okay, okay. So you basically you put out the content. You had this profile in mind, I guess, like your ideal follower persona, I guess, and then you started working
Yeah.
backwards and created content for that. Then that's what I'm understanding.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Cool. Well, I mean, everyone like remember if you figure out begin with the end in mind. I mean, figure out who you want your audience to be, and then in the wise words of Sepideh, figure out what hashtags are trending, create content towards that. And eventually, I mean, you'll build up a following. It takes time. Sepida, do you have any like words of advice for people who are getting frustrated or they are just really impatient?
So I would suggest not being emotional towards anything on social media, because it's so easy to get you know um, cold feet. And I just feel like whenever I get cold feet, I would get a little bit of a break from social media. And I don't say that, okay, I don't like social media anymore, I don't want to do this anymore, but I just give myself a little bit space, and just look at it from distance and see what I want, what happened that I have these emotions, and try to deal with my emotions better before I take serious actions.
Okay, so like just try and be level-headed. Don't be emotionally reactive, which is really good
Yeah.
advice. Well,
Yes.
Sepida, we're coming to the end of this interview, but
Okay.
I would like you to say three things to people who are at all points of their Instagram journey. I mean, like, what takeaways would you have them learn?
So I would say, for engaging, I mean, engagement is the key factor on social media, and engaging with followers with real talk, where real talks are even like more important. So I would suggest to my audience now to engage with people through DMs, through whatever they prefer, and get to know them and get to see what they are going through and what they are what they want in their life, or in this way they would get a lot of ideas of content creating, and feedback of what they have, what they are already offering. So the first one is engaging. The second one is being not getting cold feet, because it's just taking a lot of time for creating the real audience. Yeah, it is easy to go and find fake followers, but it's not going to help with growing um, your account, and it's not going to help anyone. And the third one is that to be real and to be themselves, and just try um, to act as a responsible person for whatever they're doing.
Okay, that's awesome stuff. Now where can people find you? And if they want to follow you, where can they do so and what would they gain from it?
So your question is that where they can find me?
Yeah, like where can they find you and what can they expect when they follow your content?
Okay, awesome. So they can find me on Instagram. My account, my user name is brunette underscore coder. And so my name is Sepideh, and I am also active on LinkedIn and Twitter. So they can find me on these three platforms. But if they follow me, they would get information about um, technology and software, and what I am experiencing being a woman in technology.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Sepida, thank you. Remember, key takeaways, just be genuine. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And the people who will find your content will be your true fans. Follow Sepida, follow me. My Twitter is businessguy12, and sign up for the beta at socialcycle.io. Thank you for that.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. This is Mohit. I'm signing off. Please rate us 5 out of 5 stars on wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Stitcher, whatever it is. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great day. Please sign up for the beta at socialcycle.io.